Season's greetings from Zorch Central and Gamers Bay to everybody out there watching the stream. Hello everybody, we are live. Let me get the messages out to anyone who's currently in social media right now. We are live, actually. Get those out, everybody. Today I'm doing an live episode of Random Thoughts. Random Thoughts is a show where I basically talk about a game, gaming industry, gaming trends, basically my random thoughts, stuff that it's a little not as detailed as what I would put into Chloe the Professor, though I'm running out of things to basically say with Chloe and the Professor, actually. I think what's one of the reasons why I haven't been producing any new episodes is, you know, I've been talking about this stuff with the gaming industry and everything, and I'm repeating the same message over and over again. And finally, I think what's happening, here's what's happening with the state of because this show's about the current state of the gaming industry right now, of what's going on. This episode. That window so I can see what people are saying. Okay. What is happening right now, because of all the thing that happened with the loot boxes and with EA and Battlefront 2, that was the trigger point for what's going on. Now, I've known for a long time that gamers are reaching a breaking point. I've seen it build for a long time. I've seen EA's practices just get more and more and more draconian and more just greedy. Because I used to know a different kind of EA. You know, back in the day, EA was a company that actually gave a damn about the games they made. They actually cared about the design process of the game. They actually were gamers themselves when they first started out. And then they went corporate. And it happened, I want to say it happened in the 90s during the Sega Genesis era. They struck gold with Madden football. And they've been on a downward slide ever since. And I think also EA started sliding when they lost Trip Hawkins. When he went over and started 3DO, he was sort of their Steve Jobs. He sort of kept the company on the straight and narrow, and after he left, it just started spiraling downward. And then they looked at what was going on in mobile space with mobile games, and they saw how these small company, how a company starting out really tiny, little tiny company, Digna, started out really small and then suddenly became this media empire that could rival them. And all these other tiny companies raking in millions and millions of dollars off microtransactions in their games. And using all these predatory practices to take advantage of people who are addicted to microtransactions, who are addicted to gambling. They looked at that and they go, you know, we could use that to make more money. Yeah, we make plenty of money, but we could make even more. And I know a company exists to make money. That's a given. But there are rules for making money. There are ethics to business. And right now, there's little to no ethics in the AAA gaming space. Little to no ethics. And I can confidently say that because the ESRB is a board that is meant to police the gaming industry. They're the ratings board. They were set up so that the government wouldn't have to create a ratings system themselves. The industry created this self-regulating board to rate video games so that they wouldn't have government interference. And the ESRB has it within its power to regulate these predatory practices by baking them into their rules to get to certain ratings. If games with gambling in them become adult-only rated, that would stop a lot of these practices. That would stop a lot of what EA's doing. EA's not the only company using predatory practices. No, they're not. They are definitely not. But they are, right now, because of what happened with Battlefront 2, what happened with them, with that game, that brought it to the forefront because it's a year that a Star Wars game is coming out. And it was a brilliant movie. I saw a video by E.C. Henry. Check out his channel. He's got a video about the true message of Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Absolutely brilliant. He hit it right. He hit the nail perfectly of exactly what the message is. So everybody who's complaining about the movie, saying it's just a bunch of SJW bullcrap, the message of the movie just right over their heads. They just completely missed the point. But to get back on track here, the gamers are mad because also this game, Battlefront 2, was meant to fix the issues of the original Battlefront, the first EA Battlefront. Because the first one, EA aesthetically, graphically, art design, sound design, music, EA knocked it out of the park. It was authentic to the movies. They knocked it out of the park aesthetically. Gameplay wise, completely nothing like the pandemic Battlefront games from years past. Completely not like them. None of the gameplay was the same. And that's what people were looking for. They were looking for a Battlefront game worthy of the name Battlefront. They were looking for something like what Pandemic did, but better. They didn't get it. But we're finally getting that, but EA had to go and sabotage it. They had to go and sabotage themselves with this whole loot box thing. So not only was Battlefront 2 supposed to be the savior of the Battlefront franchise, the EA Battlefront franchise, not only was it supposed to be the savior of the franchise, it was supposed to make up for the lackluster original EA Battlefront game. And when it didn't, it just pissed everybody off. And it brought all that anger that was already there to the surface. It just made it boil over, because the anger that's there over this has always been there. Gamers have finally decided that they have a voice. They have finally decided to stop being sheep. Stop being silent on this whole mess. To stop letting these corporate AAAs exploit them. That is what's going on. Battlefront 2 was the catalyst that has started a revolution. This is a revolution that's going on. The gamers, the gaming community, those who are paying attention to what's going on, those who aren't blind fanboys for EA, are finally speaking out. They are finally fed up. They're finally pissed off. And, you know, I agree with some other videos I've seen. We can't let up. We can't stop talking about this. We have to keep it up. Keep up the pressure. Because if we do keep it up, we'll keep the pressure up on the AAAs. We'll keep the issue out in the open. We'll keep the issue relevant. Because if we stop talking about it, if we let our other YouTubers stop talking about this issue and not discuss it anymore, then it's only going to work in the favor of the AAAs. It's only going to work in their favor. And we can't let that happen. So if we're going to win this, we've got to keep the pressure up. Absolutely. So that's what's going on with the industry right now, is gamers are just fed up. They are tired of all the crap. Now, I understand that companies need to make money. Don't know. Okay. Jay Blaze has entered the chat, but I get a little over passionate about the whole thing. It's because I've been watching the whole situation just get worse, and as I said, I know a different EA. I know an EA that was a different company, that was a better company than they are now. And they're not that company anymore. I mean, they've gone from being the Republic to the Empire, basically. But it's sad to see the way they're going, and their stock is suffering because of it. Their stock is suffering because of this whole Battlefront 2 situation, and you know, it's calmed down now. But what if these states, these 6 states that are working on legislation, pass their legislation banning games with loot boxes for 21-year-old unless you're 21 years old? And what if they pass those? And you know, if they pass those laws, there's bound to be other states will do the same, and there are other countries that are bound to pass similar laws. And the industry, the ESRB, that the self-regulating body that the industry built in order to prevent government from imposing rules on them, they have it within their power to stop it. The ESRB can change their rules. They can regulate the industry by changing the rules for ratings in games, to make games with, you know, these gambling systems adult only rated. That would stop it. That would stop it right there. But they're not doing it. They're digging in their heels because EA has ESRB in their back pocket. They're one of the biggest contributors to it. They're part of the regulatory body. It's not completely independent, and that's the problem. ESRB is not completely independent. Now, Apple, I'm a big critic of Apple. I'm a huge critic of Apple. I used to like their products, but not anymore. Ever since Steve Jobs left, it's been a fast roll downhill ever since he left us. But the recent move was a good one, where they now require, you know, app makers who have gambling systems in their games to disclose the odds for getting something out of those loot boxes. But China passed a similar law, but game companies found a loophole by having you buy virtual currency and then using that virtual currency to buy the loot boxes, and a lot of games do that. Apple, I think, has seen that loophole, and I think they've worded their whole rules in order to stop them from using that loophole. And Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have it within their power to also police these practices. Because if they impose rules, even big companies like EA have to obey them, or they can't publish their games on their systems. But whatever the rules they set, you have to follow. And Valve and CD Projekt Red, who owns Good Old Games, can impose similar rules. What are these other companies going to do that have these predatory practices? No. And then EW World. Of manipulation. Reading Jay Blaze's comments. Where would they go then? I mean, in order to publish their games on the consoles, they would still have to follow the rules, even if they pulled their games off Steam. And even if EA kept their games on Origin. I mean, they'd have to create their own systems, and they're gonna have to create their own distribution systems, and that's expensive, very expensive, and people won't use it. I mean, the only people who really use Origin are those who absolutely want to play some EA games, who want to play Battlefield or Battlefront games. Most people use Steam or Good Old Games on PC. And you don't have that option on consoles. You have to go through their stores. And so Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have it within their power to impose rules. Because if they don't, governments will. Governments will. They have to police themselves, or the matter's going to be taken out of their hands completely. Gamers Bay is on. It's true, Sony, Microsoft, Steam, and others have the power to enforce rules that would do away with lots of crooked things developers and publishers do. Yes. Yes, they would. Absolutely. They have it within their power. And if they don't do it, if they don't step up to the plate, that power is going to be taken away from them by governments. There's already 6 states writing legislation right now, and will likely pass. And more states may follow. And there are other countries that are looking into doing something about it. So either the industry starts acting now, instead of digging in their heels and just staying the course, or they're going to completely lose out. They're going to have to accept whatever governments impose upon them, or they're going to try and fight it in court, and it's going to cost them millions of dollars in fees, and it's going to take years to resolve in court. It's just going to be a slog, a legal slog. Yeah, Gamers Bay says, I think we're going to see new legal legislation regardless. Yeah, I agree. The industry completely dropped the ball here. They should have acted, and I think they let this go too far, and now there's going to be legislation. There are going to be laws passed, and they're going to have to accept what those are or try and fight it. And fighting it is going to cost them millions. It's going to cost them a lot, and they're going to be fought back against by governments that understand the issue, understand why these loot boxes and other predatory practices are bad. Now, nothing's wrong with microtransactions. I play free to play games, and they pay the bills. And there's a difference between, there's a way to implement microtransactions without being abusive, without being predatory, without taking advantage of people. There are plenty of games that do this, and then there are games that just completely abuse people, that cater to whales, that use psychological methods to design their games in such a way to encourage buying. And that's wrong. I know companies are meant to make money. That's well and good. That's fine. But there are rules, there are ethics that they have to follow. And if they don't follow those, they have to face the consequences for violating those things. So I'm done arguing this, because a lot of people have already talked about this before. They've argued these things before, and not everyone agrees, but most gamers are fed up. So it's Christmas Eve, so let's go do something. I'm here in Final Fantasy, and let's go and do the Christmas event. I'm here at my free company house. Here's my character, Hinata Miyazaki. He's a bard. So, let's see, where do these things usually start out at? I think Christmas event this year is starting in Limsa, I think. Well, find out. Now, Final Fantasy XIV is a pay-to-play game. It costs like $14 a month. There's also an annual option. They got different payment options. You can pay for like 6 months in advance, a whole year in advance. I do a monthly thing because I don't want that big boom at some point in the year because of my limited income. And it's a good game despite that. Now, I'm a big advocate for free-to-play, but Final Fantasy XIV is a great game. But despite that, and it's extremely polished. I mean, this is a Square Enix game. Okay, we're going to... Oh... Man, I haven't been here in so long that I almost forgot where I need to go. The Aft Castle, I think. That's the upper decks. See? They do technically have microtransactions for this game, but not in the game itself. You go to the Mog Station, which is where you handle your account for the game. They have a store there where you can buy, like, clothing. It's all low-level stuff for the glamour system. And you also can buy some mounts. You don't get any special, you don't get any kind of special advantage for having the mounts from it. They're just cosmetic. you still have to go through the whole quests and everything in order to get your mounts faster. Everything. And if you want a flying mount, you still have to go through the whole storyline for Heavensward in order to learn how to fly. You don't get no unfair advantages. The only other thing that they sell that some people might consider pay to win was designed to head off the elitists. Now, there's elitists in every gaming community, and Final Fantasy, there's definitely quite a few. And the one thing that they do is they make the regular gamers miserable because they want to get through the low-level content with a new character. Let's say Square Enix launches a new job class. Well, those usually start at either 30, or if they start with a class, they start at level 1. And so they have to work their way up from level 1 or level 30 or 50 or so, depending on which expansion the job is for, and go through all that content. Well, they want to run through it. They want to race through it. They want to speed run through it. And it's just making the other players miserable because of that. So there's a few things that they've implemented. One, in the store, there are 2 jump potions. There's one that will increase your level to maximum. I believe it's up to 50. I believe it jumps your level to 50. And then you still have to go through the storyline. Or is that 60? I haven't gone back to look at the Mog Station in a while. And that ups your level. But it doesn't complete any of the quests. But there's another potion that completes all the quests up to that point. You still have to do everything else. After that, you still have to grind through dungeons and grind through end-game content in dungeons in order to get the tomestones to get your higher level gear, your higher item level gear to run the really advanced raids and really high level, hard mode and savage level content. And there's even harder stuff coming. Really hard stuff coming. Really tough, because gamers have been wanting some really hard content. Well, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. Alright. There should be an NPC around here somewhere for starting this. Normally these start in Limsa Lominsa, but Oh! No, they don't. They start in Gridania. Hold on. I keep forgetting. Start in Gridania. They're at the amphitheater. You do eventually have to go to the other cities. Well, most of the Christmas events have you do that. For Final Fantasy XIV. Right, so Gridania. The heck? Alrighty then. That must be something to do with... Okay. The amphitheater. This changes every year. It's a special seasonal event. I have no idea what I need to do. I have not looked anything up. Yep, there's an NPC here. There's a quest NPC here. These sometimes usually have fates involved, special public events involved in them. So let's see what we have to do here. Stars and explosions and bears, oh my. Okay. At long last we meet again. Surely it is... I can't even pronounce the names in this game. province that has guided you to me. It is in my capacity as a Starlight celebrant that I must ask for your assistance. Starlight celebration is the most wonderful time of the year, especially for the little ones. We strive to make each year's festivities more spectacular than the last. There are those who would undermine our carefully laid plans. A spate of thefts has left many without decorations. Several of my associates have been tasked with the investigation. As a result, we are understaffed. You help us. You will? I knew we could rely on you. Please speak with my trusted comrade Bainfeld on Bent Branch Meadows. In Bent Branch Meadows. He will be grateful for your aid. For any aid you can provide. Alrighty then. To go to Bent Branch Meadows. This. Must be associated. Performance actions. Whenever using the performance action, you are strictly prohibited from performing the music of any third parties. May record and... Oh! Okay. That's something new. I haven't played this game in a while. I need to really get back into this. Alright. Bent Branch Meadows. Birds. That. Oh. I forgot where that is. Trappers. What? We'll go find an exit. Bent Branch. Where the heck is that? I completely forgot where that's at. It's been so long. You know what? That's what that is. Being able to play music. Up something. He's got some kind of quest. I can mess with that later. Alright. Alright, Bent Branch. Where is that? And right there. Oh, what I'm driving? This thing. This is a, what do they call them? Well, it's an airship. It's a flying vehicle. I can show you that later. But it is one of those rewards you get for being a long-time subscriber to the game. Over time, they'll just give you stuff. I've got like the main protagonist's gear from Final Fantasy VIII. My inventory. Alright, here he is. Bears. Yes, I know ye just want to help with the festival, but what can I do? My hands are tied.
are you? Adventurer or somewhat is of the like? What can I do for ye? Oh, it was on Garrett. The names in this game. Who asked ye to come here, it was. Or was it? I had a feeling she sent someone, and full glad I am she did. Sometimes I feel like smacking Kochi Fox for this. He's the one who did all the translations. So she told you about all the decorations getting pinched. Terrible business, I tell you. One morning we woke to find them all stolen, and the young'uns round here had only just finished putting them up. Poor little tykes. They was heartbroken. They have a whole Grinch thing going on. They're still down in the dumps about it now. Can't blame them really, especially after all the effort they put in. We got people looking into the thefts, myself included, but no one to take care of the Starlight celebration itself here in Brent Branch. Raw. Aye, you'll get your chance. You think you spent all the time practicing for nothing? Then them young'uns will be grinning ear to ear when they see what you got in store. What's that? You don't know what they're saying? Well, suppose not everyone understands bear like I do. You're glad someone nice is here to help us? Don't you worry. We'll have them little ones smiling again in no time, is what he was saying. Can't you see? It's written all over that adorable face of his. Bears. There's no explaining bear speak, and I haven't even told you what we'll be doing. These three have been trained to lob these starbursts. Sparkly and colorful they are, like little fireworks. They'll do the chucking. All we've got to do is ride them to the right place and maybe show them where to chuck. Okay, so we'll be mounting. Okay, it looks like what's going to happen here is we're going to ride them like a mount, and then we're going to move them to specific places, and then use the command to chuck the presents around and create fireworks. That's the spirit. Because you'd think an explosion like that would sting a bit, but the boom's worse than the bite. Anyway, pick from Polaris, Kochab, and these names. You're all good lads. Just go for the one easiest to ride. Okay, one is easier, one is harder. Is to ride. Okay. Rakad, Kochab, Polaris. This bear is too big. This bear is just right. Okay. I've got the bear. Growl. He said, "Alright, Miss Venture, let's go and cheer up them children." You can see the determination in his eyes. That steely resolve. Alrighty then. Hiya. I can tell you two are going to get on just fine. Well, I've got some investigating. Suppose you other two might as well give me a hand looking for the thieves. If you're all good and good at sniffing out criminals. You are sniffing out grub in the pantry. Okay, no time, growl. Leave the starbursts to you and your new best friend. Now get out there and spread some cheer. Alright, we're running off. We'll be doing some stuff. Yep. Ah, I got a target. Alright, now, what do I have to... Let me go back here. Able to... I can't do that while mounted. I have to go to the right place. And... Okay. See the orange mark here? That's where I gotta go. Alright. Back the other way. Ah! Right up there. Destination. Matron's teats. Oh, excuse my language. I mean, gods be good. Did that bear throw a bomb? Amazing. That was great. Why don't you show it to Taff? He's down by the Jugaboo stables. Gotta love the Japanese. They are deliciously weird. By the way, they don't celebrate Christmas the same way we do here. Christmas is more a... It's definitely way more commercialized in Japan than it is here. It's seen more... Christmas Eve is seen more as a thing for couples. Really, all of Christmas is seen more of as a thing for couples. Though on Christmas Day, families do get together. Only about maybe 1% Japanese population is Catholic. Only about 1%. The rest are a mix of Shinto, Buddhist. Very few are Christian. Very few. And so they don't really celebrate the religious aspects of the holiday. It's more a thing for romance, couples, and family get together. And New Year's is a little different. They do celebrate New Year's. And the one thing about New Year's is that a lot of people get gifts on New Year's. They give gifts then because oops. They give gifts on New Year's because the area. They give gifts on New Year's because instead of celebrating birthdays on the day of the birthday, all the birthdays of that year are celebrated on New Year's. And so that's when they usually get their gifts then. I got the flu stuff. Yeah. I haven't gotten sick in a while. Though, not with the flu. I mean, I've been feeling off, but that's for other reasons. Huh, you scared me for a moment. The bear threw that. Guess that's funny in a way. Growl. You're trying to cheer me up? That's kind of you. Sorry, I guess I'm not having a good day. No matter what I say, no one will listen. But you will, won't you? I'll tell you, if you promise not to call me a fibber. Okay. You promise? Alright, I suppose I can trust you. You heard about the decorations going missing, didn't you? Well, I know who took them. I saw him do it. But when I told the others, they didn't believe me. They called me a fibber. It's not fair. I hate it. But you're not like them. You believe me, right? If I tell you who did it, will you catch them and bring back all the decorations? Okay. Part 1 of the seasonal event. Done. And what am I getting? Starlight Bear. Okay, I'm getting a mount out of this. I'm getting one of those bears as a mount. Okay. You mean you'll get all the decorations back? Thank you so much, miss. Kochab here's looking for me and told me to leg it back here. Anything alright? Everything alright? You what? This little nipper saw the thief? I did. The starlight tree nicked all the decorations and stuck them all over itself. Pull the other one. It's got bells on. We were robbed by a tree? Bit far-fetched, don't you think? What'd you make of all this? You believe me? I knew you weren't all like all the others. It really was the starlight tree. I saw, I swear.
Knowing this game, it's probably one of those walking trees. They have those in this game.
Alright, son. Let's slow down, eh? You sure you didn't see it? Bit too much, cheese before bed, perhaps? Ho ho ho. This vigilant young man speaks the truth.
Oh, God, him! Oh, wait a minute. That's not him.
Painful. Oh, I can't pronounce that name. It's you. You show up to help us every Starlight celebration. You go. A wandering pilgrim come to see justice is served. I can vouch for the boy's testimony. I too witnessed this heinous crime with my very eyes. But what say you, adventurer? What do your instincts tell you? Treant. Verily, you have cut straight to the heart of the matter, for the true criminal is not more than a common treant, draped in plundered Starlight celebration finery.
I knew there was probably gonna be a fate in this somewhere. Slept for like 24 hours. Sick to my stomach for a week. I knew it was coming. Yeah. Okay. A treant. Come to mention it, if one of those made off with a load of starlight gubbins, it might look a bit like a starlight tree. That is not all, for I saw not one but a whole copse of those culprits, all similarly bespangled, shambling their way south. I had a mind to smite the wretched lot of them there and then, but I realized that if my hammer of legend... Oh God, it is him.
But I realized that if my hammer of legend were to strike down the fiends, the decorations we seek to reclaim would suffer the same fate. Another approach is needed, methinks.
This guy is Hildebrandt's dad. If you want to know who Hildebrandt is, go on YouTube and look up Hildebrandt, Agent of Inquiry. Just prepare to laugh your ass off.
Aye, we've got to find a way to nab those bark-faced bastards without breaking anything. But how are we to do that? Grr, grr. If we lob a bunch of starbursts at the treants, we can stun them without damaging our stuff, you say? Worth a try, I reckon. Okay, there's gonna be a mechanic to this. First, we track them down. If they're headed south, the Starlight Celebrant by Galvanth Fire probably saw them. I'll go ahead with the bears and have a word with the lad stationed down there. We'll wait for you before making our move. Fire.
Is that in this zone or the next?
Yeah, it has been such a while since I played this game. Ho ho ho, a fine plan indeed. All that remains is to round up the troublemakers and make those darling children smile once more. Now go, adventurer. May the raging flames of your righteous souls spare not those who defy the will of Nimyal. Ready then. Seasonal quest accepted. Now, what do I have to do? Fire. Okay, it's in this zone. Right up ahead. Here we go. Okay, it's just as we suspected. A whole troop of them have been seen shuffling about by the mirror planks. The bears are in position and ready when you are. When our quarry show up, have a word with the Starlight Bear Handler to ride the Chob and start flinging them starbursts. Once you've got them stunned, we'll take care of the rest. There might even be a few more adventurers willing to join ye. Just do whatever it takes.
Yep, it sounds like a bait.
And okay.
Oh, there's people here.
Okay. Bayfeld told you all about the plan. We've got Bochab right here, ready to throw some starbursts. Good luck out there. Alright. Alright, so where's the trees? See any trees? Must come through randomly. Alright, gotta wait for the trees. This is the place. Every year they do something completely different for these special events. Look at what they did last year.
You had to travel around the... You had to travel around the different countries, I think, last year. And they did something completely different for Halloween. They'd usually
do these events for every major holiday except for the 4th. They don't do a 4th of July because Japanese game doesn't have 4th of July then. But they do have a summer festival. Happens around near the end of summer. That one usually has something. Usually that has like a thing where you have to fight bombs. You get a lot of. I got a lot of bikini outfits, swimsuit outfits from that. Okay, where's the trees? Means I don't see trees. Unless this is something where you have to wait until nightfall. Complete the fate. Bad luck comes in. Oh, okay. I have to wait for the fate. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Fate line. Fate circle. Here we go. Oh, wrong fate. Different fate. Fates are public events. They occur like randomly in different parts of the game world. The open world areas like this, they don't occur in dungeons. There's absolutely nothing here that could threaten me. They're all lower level because I'm like 66. Well, 66. Ah, here we go. Haha, the Chocobo theme. I think I got one. Oh. Okay, we got one tree. Got one tree. Oh, they moving fast. Alright, come on. Aw. Hit this guy. Oh. hardly damaging these guys. Alright. Okay, we got another tree down. More treants. Alright, another tree down. Oh, yeah, we got it! Alright. Complete the fate. Bad luck. Near the mirror plank. So, just did that. Bad luck comes free. Alright. Some more. This one's still going on over here. Yep. Some mounts let you have special actions, so I might be able to do this with this mount after I get it. Alright, all I have to do is now is wait for the fate to come up again. Random, these will come a little more often because they're part of the whole season event thing. And I'm still going through the whole storyline for the new expansion, and that's actually turning out to be pretty good. Stormblood is turning out to be really good. Christmas bear. Japanese just love their cute things. For the fate, or the fate, fate. Happening around the level here. Revenant things. There's something about Ooh. Enchanted Eve. With the other fates going on. This is a low-level area. Alright. Time to take out some trees. Seem to be doing much to them. Hey. Do we have to hit them while they're stopped? They run really quick. Got one. Hit 'em. Yes. All right. Take these trees down. Make some kindling. Hit 'em. I have no idea if I'm actually hitting them or not. Come on. Bad luck comes in trees. Complete the fate. I have done the fate at least once already. Okay. What's going on here? Why not, I'm waiting until it comes up again. What's going on? Fate's completing, but it's not showing as being completed. Okay, I've done that. At least twice. What level is it? Well, I'm gonna look at the thing when it pops up again. What might be happening. And it's right here in this spot right here, which is one of my visual blind spots in here. That's why I put all this here. For the quest information. That's why I put it up there. Hippie hopping through the forest. Bear is definitely cuter than my Bear Mountain Elder Scrolls Online. Waiting for the fate. Waiting for the fate. When it comes up, take a very close look at that fate screen. What I think I might be missing, that this is a level 15 quest. I am level 66. There might be a sync level button that sometimes pops up with lower level fates that I'm not hitting, which I should be hitting. Why I'm not getting a complete status. Fate. The quest tracker. And I was right. Dag nabbit. Alright, there we go. Ah, there we go. I had a Homer moment. Oh! Alright, come on. Come on, you piece of kindling. It's not Arbor Day for you. Ah, got it. Yeah, I wasn't even seeing damage scores for these guys when I was trying to hit them. I should have. That should have cued me off right then and there. I was doing something wrong. Well, I've had 2 test runs. Oh, come on. Get over here, you quit running around, you little... Don't make me pull out the fire starter. Come on, you. Get over here before I Captain Planet your ass. Alright, thank you. Hit him. Red. Ah, got him again. And one more time. Ah. Quit running. Oh, got it. Starlight boxes. All right, I got something. Alright, ah. I speak to Taffat. Map. Is Oh, you're back. How did it go? Ah, there ye are. Great work, Hinata. You too. A job. Judging by the amount of decorations we got back, I'd say most of the treant's been dealt with. We couldn't have done it without you. So Tap, you got everything you want to, you got anything you want to say? Thank you so much. I knew you'd come through for us. I'll make sure everyone knows what you did. Namea bless you. Miss, goodbye. You know, Miss, you're just like one of the saint's little helpers. They're Santa Claus. This world. Growl. You cannot be certain, but somehow you sense he is saying, "It was a pleasure to fight alongside you. We are thrilled that the joy of the Starlight celebration has returned to Bent Branch Meadows." He had me thinks as well. Of course, now we've got to pull all the decorations back up, but I'm sure the youngins won't mind helping out. Starlight Celebration's been saved, and it's all because of you. There are still a few odds and ends missing, perhaps tangled up in some other treants. If you've got time, you can help us look for them. The local youngsters and the terrific trio here would be right pleased you did. Rawr, the three bears. God.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. That is complete, and I have another thing in my inventory. I am such a pack rat. And now, where is he? Where is he? Ah. Yep. Now I can ride a bear. Well, that was the Starlight celebration, the whole seasonal event thing. So let's see. Okay, it's over. Huh? Wasn't that long this year. Last year's was a little longer. I've got some kind of present thing. There's got to be something to that. So let's go back to Limsa. Actually, I mean, Redania. And see what's up with those presents. This appears it might be repeatable. That's so, there's probably some stuff that you can acquire. They're usually giving some here. So they gave a mount, Christmas mount this year. Probably got some other stuff, like some other Christmas stuff to give out this year. Let's see. Cool. He's the guy that was to do with that music. Oh, here, it's over here. They got him in this booth. This booth is only occupied during these special events. They're closed, come back later. Usually open. Oh, here they are. They put them over here. Okay. Yep. Okay. So, I've got 2 Starlight boxes, so I can get roast dodo, eel, snowflake peak, princess pudding, or fruitcake. Starlight, oh, fruitcake. I haven't had fruitcake in a long time. I like fruitcake. Why do people make fun of it? It's great. Starlight log. Dual log. I'm hungry. That's why. Let's see. Magic prism. I've got some magic prisms in my inventory already. A whole bunch of them. Magic prism stardust. Straight sapling. The tabletop decoration. Starlight stew set. This is another tabletop decoration. House decoration. Starlight celebration advertisement. Another decoration for the wall. And back over there, please. And Strapped Gateway Orchestra Roll. Starlight Gateway Orchestra Roll. Is that the music playing now? Or is that the music from the Fate? Hard to say. I don't really see anything here that stands out that I would want. And I don't have a house or any... I don't have a house and I don't have enough money to... Actually, I do. I've got enough to get me a room. Free company house. You have to have 300,000 gil. I've got 600,000. I don't know. I might. I've got until like the end of the year to do this. And this is the guy to ask about it. Okay. So that's been the Starlight Celebration, the Christmas special event for Final Fantasy XIV, and this has been the Random Thoughts show. Basically, as I said before, this whole show, Random Thoughts, is basically where I will just upload my short thoughts about what I have about games, the gaming industry, a specific game, stuff like that. And I've done a couple of those already, and I had one due for this month, and I thought, it's Christmas Eve, why not do a special live one? Talk a little bit about the whole loot box thing, and maybe even play some, Christmas themed games. In fact, if I'm not out doing anything special tomorrow, what I'm going to do is go over to Gamers Bay tomorrow, and I'm going to, for a short time, maybe an hour or two, stream some Overwatch. There's Christmas events going on in Overwatch. Is the whole Yeti thing. So I may stream that tomorrow over on Gamers Bay. So, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Now, I've intended this to be a short stream today, about an hour or so. And look for future episodes of this show. And I've been working on producing some more content because I haven't been doing as many Chloe and the Professor episodes because, frankly, I've run out of things to basically badger the gaming industry without repeating the same things. And what's happening right now in the industry is gamers are fed up. They're tired of being used, and they're finally deciding to use their voice, finally deciding to say enough is enough. And it's about time. It is definitely about time. I'm glad that it's finally happening. And it took a catalyst like Battlefront 2 to make it happen. Finally make gamers say, hey, we're done with being used like this. I understand companies need to make money. As I said, there are rules, there are ethics to business. And I think the problem is that a lot of schools are not teaching this business ethics properly anymore. They're teaching the greed. And that's causing problems. So, companies exist to make money. But there are rules, there are ethics to running a business. And if you don't follow rules, if you don't follow certain ethics in business, then you get what we've got now.
and it's a complete mess. And it wrecks the economy. What's happening now with our economy. Our economy is just basically a mess. So, I've been rambling on. You've been watching me play Final Fantasy XIV. I'll be on Gamers Bay tomorrow, doing some Overwatch Christmas events. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I am Mike the Zorch. Merry Christmas to all of you out there, from Zorch Central and Gamers Bay to all of you. Have a great Christmas day tomorrow, and thanks for watching.